Well, happy Friday to you. It's the 12th day of June, 8/17. And we have spent a certain amount of time this week in the 8 o'clock hour talking to the folks from the Yakima School District. We talked to administration. We've had conversations with students and staff and faculty at the online school, at Stanton Academy, at Davis High School. And I bet if you asked, they would tell you we're saving the dessert, the best for last. We've got the folks from Eisenhower on the line with us this morning. Good morning. How's everybody?
Morning, Dave. This is Eric Diener, principal of Eisenhower High School, and I got a couple students, seniors with me, and a senior parent. If they want to introduce themselves, we'll start with Josh.
Hey, Josh. Tell us more.
Hi. I'm Joshua Corvar Dorsey. I'm the senior class vice president at Ike.
Kilara?
I'm Kilara Baker, and I'm the senior president at Eisenhower.
Wow, we got the executive branch here. Very good. Who's
Teddy?
our parent?
I'm Teddy. I'm a senior at Eisenhower High School.
Hey, Teddy. How are you?
Yeah.
All right. And do we have a parent, too?
I'm Addie Rodriguez, and I am the senior sister president.
And Teddy's mom.
And Teddy's mom. Did you say it was Maddie?
Addie?
Addie. Okay. Well, welcome one and all. We'll try to work our way through the crowd here. Dave Edel here, Richard Miller as well. Richard, we have with us the power couple, if you will, the Veep and president at Eisenhower. That's impressive. Big school, getting elected. No mean feat. You either have to. I mean, you got to have some stuff on the ball and know a lot of kids and be popular and well spoken. So, if all of those stereotypes hold up, and I'm sure they do, I was a senior president myself, just so you know. School, my class had 35. How about you guys? You probably had 35 people in any one classroom at a time, but not the entire senior class. How many seniors do we have at Ike this year?
We have just a little over 500.
500. Good night. I think my town had 750 people, so it's a bit different. Well, congratulations to seniors. Let's start with Joshua, Kilara, and Teddy. Senior year wrap up just like you imagined in your dreams, right, guys? Joshua?
Oh yeah, totally. It's just how I imagined it.
You had it all drawn up, right? And as Kilara will tell you, that she envisioned this when she was just a freshman, right?
Oh, yeah. I hope for this.
So how weird has it been? I mean, the senior year is a big deal. I remember that. It's that time that, you contemplate your future. You get in your emotional hugs and goodbyes. You lock in your lifetime friendships, spring sports, the whole ceremony, all that stuff. How weird has it been, and how have you guys managed to cope? Let's run through all three of our students with that. So, Teddy, we'll start with you. How difficult or weird has this spring been?
It's been a little weird, but it hasn't been terrible. There's been some things I've enjoyed about this, some things I've missed about being at the school, missing the sports and everything. But it's not as bad as it seems.
Do you know personally, Teddy, anybody that has COVID-19?
I did.
So for you, it was real, because a lot of folks don't. And for them, this whole thing seems just like a bad dream. But I guess if you knew somebody, then you could understand why we're doing it and how serious it is and all of that, right?
Yeah, it's very serious, and it became very real pretty quick. I actually just had an uncle die the other day from it. So
you did. Well, we're
it's
sorry.
Something that people should take seriously and not mess around about it with.
Sorry for your family's loss, Teddy. Are you a mask wearer then, and do you push that on all your friends? Let's all get out there and wear masks if we're going to be out in the public.
Yeah, wear your mask. Make sure you're washing your hands, hand sanitizer. Just stay hydrated. Keep a safe distance from people too. You just got to take every precaution.
Gotcha. In your time at Ike, what was your best subject, your best stuff? What was your A game, Teddy?
I think I'm gonna have to go with basketball.
Hey, well played. NBA's calling if they ever get a season going.
I thought you were talking about a school subject.
Well, I sort of
Not a
was, but
sport.
I'm gonna let Teddy have his. It's his range. He can set that up. So what did the record? What did you guys finish up at Ike? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Well, it's not important. What is important is that you guys are going down in the history books as the class of 2020 that got the boot. Kilara, as president, what's the biggest challenge been? I mean, here you're presiding over a class that doesn't even technically exist in a physical collective. How's your year been?
My year's been pretty good besides the whole COVID, but I think the biggest challenge is trying to like help people like understand and like try to help people like kind of like get through the whole senior year part because everyone's pretty bummed about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the job. I mean, people as an elected leader, they look to you for, I feel help and encouragement, and I know that you would assume that as your role. It's like I want to keep everybody pumped up. You're kind of like a Uber cheerleader for the school, in some ways, and it's tough to do that when you're, are you spending a lot of time on Zoom and things like that over the last month?
Yeah, we had meetings like over Zoom.
What was your academics thing? What was your best classes?
Science and math.
Science and math. I should have asked this to Teddy. Teddy, what are you going to do next? Are you going to pursue? Are you going to go play basketball somewhere, or go to college, or get a job, or what do you plan?
I am gonna attend Multnomah University and major in exercise science as well as play on the men's basketball team.
Hey, good for you, dude. That's awesome. Here's the thing to watch out for. I went to college on a basketball scholarship, and I wound up on the radio. So you can fall a long, long way. I just warning you. Don't follow in Dave's footsteps. How about you, Kilara? What's your plans?
I'm gonna go to Central in the fall, and I plan to major in political science.
What? Poli-sci?
Yeah.
So you got a little taste of the old politics, and you liked it, huh?
Yeah, it was thanks to my civics teacher. He like encouraged me to like do it.
What do you like most about that? Why do you think poli-sci is
I think it's more like I have my own opinions, and I'd like them to be like shared with other people about like how our whole like government system like is like working right now. I just have my own opinions on it, and I'd like to like change the world, kind of.
Ah, one of those. Well, good for you. Let me ask you this, and Josh, you can jump in here as well, ladies first, but what do you make of the political nature of the world today? We are split. We're a split nation. We are left and right and nobody in the middle, and is that okay, or how do you mend that, or what would be your take on all of that? Kilara, you first.
Oh gosh, it's a mess right now. I don't like the way like people are acting. I mean, I get the whole like protesting and stuff, but because it's for like a good cause, like it's for a good matter. But I just don't like the way everyone's reacting to it.
Reacting to it, or I mean, what do you think about the rioting aspects?
No, I don't like. No, that's what I meant by the rioting.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Joshua, how about you? What's your take on the state of the country? First of all, what do you want to do when you're done with school? Let's start with that. Now that you're
I want to be I'm going to go to Columbia Basin for my first couple of years, and then switch to Central to become an abnormal psychology major.
Abnormal psychology. I should introduce you to my ex-wife. Just kidding. That's a joke. I met her in abnormal psychology class, by the way. That should have been a clue for both of us, shouldn't it? Come on. But there we were, both taking. We both have degrees in psychology, so You could still wind up on the radio, Joshua. I just want to warn you about that, too. All right, so abnormal psychology. You'll probably be on the staff for Kilara there as she tries to figure out what's going on in the world. What do you make of this huge left-right division in our country today?
I think probably that one of our biggest problems right now is that no one is willing to give up on either side anything at all. And so it's just becoming more and more polarized, more and more violent here on both sides, really. And I don't see how you can have a unified country with no one willing to be unified as a group anymore.
Well, you're an elected leader yourself, so you know there's expectations on leadership. Compromise, I suppose, is part of the plan for good leadership. Have you been put in any kind of situation as a student government leader where you had to use those skills?
Yeah, I mean, recently there's been a whole lot of compromising on just about everything that we've had to do with this Corona thing. But there is still absolutely expectations just all the time of everybody wants what they want.
Right.
So
We want what we want when we want it, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the human condition. Maybe that's why you need to get a job working with our poli-sci gal there and helping to understand how best through psychology that we can lead the rest of us. How about Addie? As a parent, I know that parents always have high hopes and dreams and expectations for their kids, and they envision the big day of graduation and all that means. What's the challenges been like as a parent in this time of coronavirus?
I would have to say the challenges are just trying to figure out how to celebrate your seniors' accomplishments, in the present time.
I think Teddy would tell you that a new car would do nicely, but he hasn't really talked to me about that. But I'm sure he's thinking that.
Oh, he mentioned it.
Oh, it did come up. Good. Figured it might.
Yeah. I just said.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Ladies first. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. Just that those challenges of making sure that not just my own senior is safe, but the other seniors that we're celebrating. We want to make sure that even though we have the challenge of not the pomp and circumstance like we're used to, and the ceremony and the symbolism, but just that they're recognized still for all the hard work they kept up with online. Even though they weren't present in school, they still applied themselves, and that's to be honored and recognized and commended.
Certainly. Well, and are you saving up gas money so you can be driving down to Multnomah College for every other weekend for a ball game? Is that a part of your plan already?
Absolutely. My husband and I are working out how we're going to make Teddy's college games and then his younger sister's games here at Eisenhower as well, because she'll continue as a junior next year.
Well, good for her. Hopefully everything is back to a reasonable normal, and everybody gets to fulfill their potential and their live out their sports dreams, their academic dreams, and their social dreams. All of that stuff has sort of been interrupted by this. Guys, I appreciate your time, and obviously we wish all you young folks the best of luck. I want to live in a Kilara administration. I want to have Joshua shrink in my head from time to time. I think the future sounds like we're heading in a good direction. Principal Diener, you got some good kids there and supportive parents, and I'm sure that's the case for the majority across the Ike family, right?
Oh, most definitely. I've been in Eisenhower for 2 years, and I am so impressed with the family support here and our students. We actually, most of us on the staff, we don't really have a student body. We have a family. And it's really neat to see 2,000 students interact the way they do. We have kids who support each other in the classroom, and now it's definitely evident the support that our students are giving each other while we're in this COVID-19 closure. And as a principal, I'm so proud of them. I want to echo what Addie said. I mean, I think Addie and I have been on the phone because she's our senior parent lead. We've been on the phone multiple times. Let's do this, let's do that, and then with the current COVID situation in Yakima, the idea is that we had to celebrate these kids. We have to change on a dime.
Yep, the great thief of hopes and dreams, right?
Right, and you know, our main thing in Yakima, and I know there's been some districts that have done some stuff that look really cool, but our goal is to make sure that our kids are safe and our community is safe. The ultimate goal for us right now, and it's kind of sad, is to get to phase 2. And once we get to phase 2, then we can see what we can do to celebrate kids even more. But their accomplishments, what this class has done, should not be dismissed. They are an excellent group of young men and women. They will not be forgotten, that's for sure. It breaks my heart every time I see them, and not be able to do the diploma handoff at the Sundome. But their accomplishments are still great, and I know that kids like Josh, Kiara, and Teddy, they're going to go far and represent Eisenhower and the Yakima Valley and make us proud. And so I'm very happy for that.
Well, one of the things that I'm sure they will, one of the things we go to school for is to prepare for life. And as an administrator who you know, your careers generally take you from school to school from time to time, and things move around and things change. That's the one constant, is change. The unexpected always pops up. Murphy's Law is there for a reason. This is a great opportunity to learn a true life lesson about flexibility, resilience, planning, being able to adjust, all of those things that we talk about in concepts. Your class of 2020 has had to actually put into practice, and probably makes them a little even more prepared for ever-changing world out there, don't you think?
Yes, I agree 100%. I was thinking, I'm a former history teacher, and I was thinking, when was the last senior class to have something like this happen? And I can't even I can't find in the books where we shut down school for half a year, or basically, and you know, just go on your own in a sense. The only time I can think of this might be during World War II, but I believe the schools went all the way to the end of the year. So it is unique. I shared with the kids in our virtual graduation, our namesake, Dwight D. Eisenhower, graduated from West Point in 1915. And they called that the class where the stars fell on, because of all the great leaders from there. And I compare this class has the same opportunities to be the class where the stars fell on. I think coming from Eisenhower and that connection we have with Dwight will lead them in great ways. And I do see greatness out of this class of 2020, because what doesn't break you makes you stronger. And these kids have gone through a lot. And so very proud of them, and I know they're going to do great.
All right, so here's my conditions. Teddy, I'm gonna need about 18 points and 8 rebounds a game. Okay, that's just to setting my goals here. Kilara, I need a governor out of you at least, and the sooner the better, quite frankly. Josh, I'm gonna need a red leather couch for America. We've got Dr. Phil. There's no reason that Dr. Joshua can't pick up the mantle. Keep on keeping on. Addie, keep it safe on the road, going to all of those games. And Principal Eric, we appreciate your time this morning. Big shout out to all of the people that make the Ike family a success, and have survived this experience and are ready for the challenge of whatever comes next. Guys, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
You betcha.
Thank you.
You bet, guys. Best of good luck.